What's up, everybody? It's your favorite set of twins, favorite nerd, and today we are looking at Mech iDEAS, Topspin Twin Twist, the Demolition Crue, I think they were called. We'll take a look at accessories, we'll take a look at the transformation, and so on and so forth. Right out the box, they feel good. Now, there's a bit of an older unit, but their claim to fame, in my opinion, is how affordable they were and how well they were done to be so affordable. I'd like to see price points more like this. It needs repro labels. They're a little plain, but they're good. They're good. They came on like a blister, which was a little weird. Not the way I prefer to do business, but whatever works for you, bro. If that means we can cut back on the price, I say that all the time. If we cut down on the price of the packaging, save a couple dollars on the figures, I'm all about it. So I got to be a man of my word and support it. They don't roll, but other than that, they're pretty cool. They're very reminiscent of their G1s, which I have. Let me see if I can back her out a little bit. There's that. Let's see if the other one will stick together. No dice, but there's that. Pretty good. Pretty good. I like the little bits here, but we'll get into that. So accessory wise, it came with an extra head of Twin Twist, which I wish I could get you to focus on. I still got in the baggie, a nickel bag of Transformer head. Trying to represent, I guess, where he met his demise in Last Stand. Not for me, I would never put it on there, but options. It's all about options. It's nice to have the option, right? And it came with 2 hammers. I don't think they ever used these, but how are you supposed to wreck and rule without a couple of big hammers? You can store the hammers by plugging them into the underside of them, which gives them like a little exhaust port. And I'm not sure what you're supposed to do with this. Let me see. I don't know. I'm not sure. But I'm sure there's a way to store this too. You can leave it in the comments if you know. I just don't know off the top of my head. You can also store the hammer on the top as opposed to the bottom. You have that option. And you can have it sit like that. And that does bulk up the back of it. That does bulk up the back of it. If you were to put it on the white one, Twin Twist, like I said, to beef that up. So you have those options, which is cool. So I'm just going to transform the one because they both transform the same way. So take the accessories out. Let's just plug in to these ports here. Have it like this, and then basically we're just untabbing. I like to untab the legs, which kind of frees up everything. And oh, sorry, forgot about an accessory. And then fold these back. Free up some space for the arms to come around. We fold this, turn this about. One thing that I do when I keep these in alt mode is I fold the head up so that it's nice and clean underneath there. You can turn it around backwards, you can do whatever you want, but if it's folded up, I think it creates a really good look. If you just have it backwards, which is what I think a lot of people do. Shoot, sorry. Ah, boy. I guess people put it forward, is what I meant. If you just have it forward, you have the head backwards when it's in alt mode, which is what I was trying to say. Then you have the ball joint exposed there, and I hate ball joints kind of in general, but I hate seeing them even more. So, there you go. Close that up. Tab it together. Open up these forearm bits here. This is like the stiffest forearm collapse piece that I've ever seen for the hand. And there it is. Swivel it around. Unpeg. Find the hinge. Open it up. Swivel it around. Collapse it back. Clean her up. Get the legs in order. fold down the feet. Looks like I've got mine upside down. And then these, you know, there's a number of different ways you can do these. You can bring them around like that, so that you got the treads on the outside, but you can have, you know, a little bit more of a backpack. You can fold them this way to kind of, it bulks them up from the front a little bit, but I personally like the treads out, so I bring it around like that. And ta-da! One last thing I do is I spin these around to try to hide the swivel joint. And there you have them. Articulation wise, they're both pretty much articulated the same. Heads on a ball joint, as I showed you. You kind of get a butterfly joint here due to transformation. It's just a hinge. And then we got a 360 swivel, bicep swivel, double jointed elbows due to transformation, but it gets you, you know, at least 90 degrees. And then if you wanted to kind of fake the funk, you can get more if you go the other way. There's a waist swivel, universal joints for the hips, swivel at the thigh, and a knee that gets you 90 degrees, ankle tilt, ankle rocker, or whatever, ankle tilt, ankle rocker. So highly articulated. Pretty cool little figure. Let me get the other one transformed, and we'll do some size comparisons and some final thoughts. Okay, size comparisons. G1, G1. Here they are with a masterpiece, and here they are with an old school or older school deluxe. So a good size, kind of scales right with both, you know, depending on how you roll, and not hateful. Decent size. Okay, so yeah, they're great. You know, for the price point, everything, they're fun. They're cool figs. You know, no doubt about it. There's something a little off with the proportions, and because of the way the knee joints work, you know, sometimes they can look a little goofy, like this angle here. But like,
what? What's wrong with this? I'll tell you what's wrong with it. Whole lot of nothing.
Overall, easily to look past. You know, it's for the price point, they're really great. I must say. They come with a few more accessories than they can really hold. I mean, you can put these guns here in their back, but it just, you know, either they're facing down or they're kind of facing up, which isn't, it's not hateful, but it's at an angle, and you know, that kind of irritates me. But overall, I must say, they're a good set, and I'm not sure what they are on the aftermarket, but I recommend them. I must say. They're cool. They're good plastic. It's not as dense as some of the more popular companies or whatever, but it's not cheap at all. You know, it still feels good. Very affordable, worth picking up. Definitely good for your record shelf. And yeah, also just as a side note, if you are not, you know, following me on Facebook at facebook.com/Skullface Reviews, you should check into that. I post pictures a day before to show you what's coming the next day, so it's a good way, and I interact on there and whatever. So yeah, like the Facebook page, facebook.com/ I think I'm not a computer guy, but Skullface Reviews. So yeah, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Till next time, take care.